So today I'm going to be doing a quick, and I mean quick review, quick as possible, of the new Marvel Legends series, Eternals series, it's Gilgamesh series as well, Icarus here. This figure here is the only one I plan on buying, to be quite honest. I was not very excited about this movie or line of figures, to be quite honest. This figure here does not come with a Build-A-Figure piece, so if you just wanted one Eternal just to see what the figures for the rest of the series might be like, I would honestly start with Icarus here. Quick thoughts on the movie that came out this past week, and I finally saw it yesterday. I don't really like the movie at all, to be quite honest. There are a couple good things about it. It's not a horrible movie. I just found myself very bored. To each his own, though, if you like it. This thing here was $14, marked down at a local Walmart, which, you know, with this movie already, you know, being just released, I was like, oh boy, yikes. But hey, I am pleasantly surprised with the figure. It's not amazing. It's a decent figure, especially not for the 22 or 23 bucks that they are charging now for Marvel Legends. I'm going to talk about the figure in a second. Just kicked the camera on accident. Go over his actual accessories that he does come with. So, I don't know why you're taking forever to... There we go. He have an alternate head here, which is supposed to basically be his beams about to be fired off and whatnot. I wish somehow we actually came with some beams, kind of like what NECA did with Homelander. I think that would probably be a little bit complicated over for the guys at Hasbro, Marvel and whatnot. But pretty cool what they attempted to do, though. These nice yellow translucent plastic pieces with his face right there. It looks like pretty much just like the same head that we come with, just with these pieces glued on there. And we do have a white streak in his hair with a little bit of some brown painted into the... I want to say it's a darker brown molded and then some lighter brown, I think. It overall looks really good, and we do have some facial hair painted on there, which actually looks clean too. So, yeah, decent. These are some relaxed hands, or kind of like these certain relaxed posing hands if he's flying and whatnot. I honestly got this figure also for fodder. These might be good for some characters' hands. Although I will say, you'll see them on here in a second, I do think the hands are a little bit disproportionate, a little too big compared to the rest of this figure and the body. So, let's take a look at the actual figure here. Icarus here, played by my boy, Richard Madsden. I believe that's his name. I'll put a title just in case I missed it out. But he's Robb Stark from Game of Thrones. I really liked Robb Stark. And then they did what they did to him in Season 3, and I'm not going to say that. I don't want to talk about it. We do have some pretty good paint, similar to, you know, what we had with the previous head that I just showed off. We do have a white streak going on in there. And we do have, actually, some really nice likeness to this guy. Here's an image of him. I couldn't tell you if it's 100% accurate, maybe not. But I think it's pretty darn close. And the eyes are nicely printed and painted and whatnot. The rest of the sculpt's pretty good. He doesn't really have that much facial hair in the movie, to be honest. He has a bit of a stubble, but they kind of gave him more of a goatee here. That's fine, I think. So what about the rest of the body? Well, honestly, I don't think it looks bad. My thing with the Eternals is that it's just a bunch of new characters we have to be introduced to. They all don't look very inspired, or they just look boring to me. They capture it pretty well in the Marvel Legends here. I know it sounds like I'm roasting this figure, but honestly, the paint work that we do have is actually really good. The gold on here is painted and printed very nicely. It's nice metallic gold, and I believe it's molded in this blue. A lot of times when they're trying to do this metallic type of molding for these figures, it looks not great. Definitely the color gray, and when they try to make it look silver, it looks actually really good on this figure. This thing looks really good. All the metallic blues that this thing is either painted or molded in, or both. And the gold on here is really good with lots of great line details, very intricate designs and whatnot. There's even some more of that going on in the articulated piece right here. So I dig that a lot. I think they did a really good job. I can give them props on that. That a lot of the details sculpted in here. This kind of looks like an Audi symbol right here on his gauntlet. Not really gauntlet, but you know. Look, all this looks good. He does have pinless tech. Now, this is what I was talking about with the fists. They look a little too big to me. Not too bad. I think the feet kind of look too big as well, but I mean, what else are you going to do? I'll show off a little later what the relaxed hands look like. There's some more, some of the articulation's a little stiff, which I'll talk about in a second, but nice details going on here. Some more pinless tech. You can see just a lot of nice lines that are actually really nicely printed onto anywhere there's supposed to be gold. There's not much mismatching. There's a little bit right here on the top of his left pec. Nothing too bad, honestly. I think it looks really good. Now, this also is a soft plastic piece. I have no idea where the soft plastic meets the harder plastic. I think here. I could know. This feels hard. I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. So they hid that really well. And, yeah. One thing I actually don't know if it's accurate to the details, but one thing I feel like there should be some gold on the back here. The thing is, there's some gold up here. So there's also a few circles, like some blue molded circles, missing gold. And so I think that's accurate to the design. I actually don't know. But I'm not complaining about it too much. The actual blue that's on here and the actual sculpting of those lines are pretty good. When we get down to the softer plastic, it looks a little bit like that pearlized effect that we've had with Marvel Legends for years with some of their metallic figures, but not too bad. I feel like there's some different shades of blue going on in some of the parts of the leg, but honestly, the light might do that too. I think that's really cool. I think there's definitely some dark blue molded pieces here. So we have some lines, as you can see, sculpted into the legs. I feel like the legs are probably going to be the more plain part of the figure. The upper torso's got some pretty good details. More lines here, but it's mostly just some different shades of blue and a little bit of a gold line going down around the boots. Then we have the top of the feet here. I don't think they've been reused. They could have been, maybe a repurposed mold, but I am not entirely sure. I wouldn't blame them if they did that. If it is unique, that is pretty cool. I do think they're a little too big compared to how that's actually supposed to look with the ankle and the rest of the leg. But I also didn't mention the actual hands. I thought these hands, I don't know. I used these hands for just a random character I made. Now, I thought these hands were the exact same as these fists I actually got from the Hugh Jackman Wolverine last year. They are different. They are a little bit longer, and there's actually some different creases sculpted. I'm trying to do that as best I can. Creases sculpted into the Icarus figure. So if they could have reused these from other characters too, but I have a good feeling that these are new. And if they did, that's cool. If they are reused, I'm not going to complain about that too much, because there's a lot of new, including the head sculpt, and especially, as you can see, the body here, of course. And just do a quick little back out at 360. All my problems with the movie and whatnot are put aside just for this review, because I wanted to give an objective view of the figure, and to be quite honest, I think it's actually really well done. So this figure basically has the new standard of Marvel Legends. It has a ball and neck system here, which can go up here. You know, that's as far up as it can go. Down is not the greatest, but you have the nice rotation here, and you do get this pivot like so. So that's pretty good. Arms go all the way around. We have an in and out arm here, upper arm swivel. Upper arm for the double joint is very tight, but this one's a lot looser, so that's a little weird. We do have a swivel at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. If you didn't see the detail at the inside of the palms earlier, that's about what you're going to get. There's not much really going on with the hands and really with the fingernails, but you could actually kind of see some fingernails there. That's actually, I don't think you can. Interesting. They look like weird nubs. That's odd. Anyway, we do have upper ball joint here, back and forth like so, side to side like this. We do have, I think I already shut off the swivel. The leg piece likes to get in the way, or, you know, the skirt. And, but that's as far forward as it goes. Back right here. In and out. It's actually decent. Upper thigh swivel. Double joint knees. Which, again, pinless tech. I think I mentioned that like 6 times already. Down and up. And then we do get that ankle rocker. Quick size comparisons on the left. We have Beskar Mandalorian from Black Series. On the right, we have Marvel Legends Retro Collection Spider-Man. I think the Spider-Man here might be a tiny bit shorter than normal size Marvel Legends. So yeah, Icarus is going to be about the size, if not, you know, if Spider-Man is going to be a standard size Marvel Legends. So overall, it is a pretty decent figure. I will admit that. I think that the blue that was done throughout the figure is actually really well done with the way that they did the different shading of the blue, and it doesn't just look like really gross looking plastic, you know, that looked to be metallic. It actually looks very shiny and nice. The gold on here is also really well done. I think the head sculpt's pretty good, and the you know, different hands are nice, even if I think they're a little disproportionate. The head that is supposed to be shooting a laser beam is a little lackluster. I mean, the actual effect itself does look good. I just wish they did a little bit more. Maybe tried to figure out, you know, how to shoot beams or whatever. That would have been really cool. Articulation is decent, a little bit tight of some joints on my figure. Not really any paint splotches and whatnot. Really, this comes down to if you really liked the movie Eternals or always wanted some Eternals figures, and if you think it's worth it and whatnot. Now, this figure I do believe is double packed in the case of the series, so this may not be the biggest priority figure to get. I would try to get the exclusives and then the figures that actually come with Build-A-Figure pieces, and then maybe eventually work your way to get this one here. But if you needed fodder, you know, for, you know, a likeness like his here, as well as some alternate hands and whatnot, then I would wait for this on sale. Or if you just don't want any of the Eternals, then there you go. You don't have to get any of them, because it's just all MCU figures for this wave of the Eternals. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, think about the review. Leave a like, share, mix with your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.